Hey mamas, welcome to your 20-minute prenatal class. My name is Alexa. Today's class will be all about finding your rhythm through breath and through movement. We'll be spending most of today's class on all fours, as this is really great for strengthening the wrists and your low back. And the all fours position is often very supportive and comfortable for mamas during labor and delivery. So that's why we'll be spending most of the class there. All you need for today's class is a blanket and a pillow. Our little assistant will not be joining us for today's class. Just make sure you're wearing something comfy and we'll get started. Starting in any comfortable seated position, bringing one hand to baby and one hand to your heart. Allow the eyes to close. And as you take a deep inhale in through the nose, filling up. And just exhale out through the mouth, releasing any tension. Just one more like that. Deep inhale to fill. And exhale out through the mouth. Taking a couple moments here to arrive here fully. Just connecting with your breath, connecting with your body. And we'll link the breath and the movements as we find your own unique rhythm today. Gently flicker the eyes open and bring your hands to the sides of your body to the rib cage. As you inhale into your hands, take a deep inhale. Expand into the side of the rib cage, belly fills, torso fills. And exhale, rib cage comes together and snuggle baby in towards your body. Inhale into your hands, sides of the rib cage. Exhale, snuggle baby in. Just a few more like this on your own time. Always lengthening, expanding on the inhales. Exhale, contracting, hugging baby in. It's two more here. And the reason we do this breath is often it's hard to breathe into the chest and right into the belly while pregnant. So breathing into the rib cage just allows a little bit more space. And then keep maintaining this breath here, and we're going to add in the pelvic floor. So on the inhales, the pelvic floor muscles open and expand and lengthen. So if it helps just as a visual to connect, just imagining the pelvic floor muscles opening on the inhale, expanding. And then on the exhale, coming together, contracting and lifting up, hugging baby in. So the inhale, the belly relaxes, pelvic floor expands. Exhale, visualize the pelvic floor coming together, lifting in and up, hugging baby in. Inhale, releasing, relaxing. Exhale, lifting in and up. So continuing like this. And the reason we really want to emphasize the inhale is during labor and delivery, your body will be under a lot of stress and tension. So Kegels that are the typically only taught as the exhale part, the contracting in and up, are important. But during labor and delivery especially, it's important to learn how to relax and release your pelvic floor, especially during movement and during times of tension. So today we're really going to focus on extending and lengthening the inhale and just learning how to relax completely, opening up. So let's do two more together, and we'll do this throughout the whole class. So as you inhale again, breathe into the sides of the body. Imagine the pelvic floor widening, opening, relaxing. Exhale, drawing the pelvic floor together, in and up, and snuggle baby in. Last one. Inhale, ribcage expands, pelvic floor relaxes. Exhale, everything drawing together, lifting up, snuggling baby in. And then we'll just maintain that as we move throughout class. Bringing your feet to touch. we'll come into some pelvic rocks. Bringing the hands to the shins, just begin rocking the pelvic floor back and forth. Once again, connecting breath with movement. So as a general rule, always lengthening on the inhale. So inhale as we come forward, shoulder blades open. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, hug baby in. So we'll take a few rounds like this. You can move as slow or as quick as you'd like. And just seeing even here too, on the inhale, see if you can relax your glutes, your pelvic floor a little bit more. And then the exhale, contracting, snuggle baby in. Just a few more like this. And during prenatal yoga especially, I really emphasize moving at your own pace. If your body wants to do these movements super, super slow, feel free to do so. Just learning and practicing listening to your own body of what would feel the best in it today. After one more, we'll come back to neutral. Just making some circles with the pelvic floor. We'll come over to the left, coming to the front. And then coming back, really stretching through the side body, back body. Once again, connecting with breath. So inhale as you come forward. Exhale on the back side of the circle. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Switching directions. And when I'm cueing to snuggle baby in, what I mean is there's natural abdominal separation during pregnancy. So what that's doing when I say snuggle baby in, it's bringing the abdominals closer together and strengthening your deeper core muscles. So when I say that, you can really just visualize the core muscles coming closer together and hugging baby a little closer to your body. It'll help activate the deep core. So as we come back to neutral, we'll make our way to tabletop position. If your knees are sensitive, you might want to bring a blanket underneath your knees just to add a little bit of cushion. Then bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingers wide to really take the pressure off of the wrists. So we'll tuck the toes under. And once again on the inhale, lengthen through the spine, relax the pelvic floor. And then as you exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, hug baby in. Inhale, relax, come to neutral. Exhale to round. Inhale, just neutral spine. We want to avoid dumping into the low back and letting the belly drop like this, just because it puts a lot of pressure on the low back, especially while pregnant. So just stay in your neutral spine on the inhale. Exhale to round, really push into the mat, spread the shoulder blades apart. And just take a few here again, finding your rhythm. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Inhale, soften the pelvic floor. Exhale to round. Just one more like this. And then back to neutral. Tucking, keep the right toe tucked under. We'll extend the left foot back. You can just move any props out of the way. Left foot back. Make sure the left pinky toe is facing down towards the ground. It'll help keep the hips square, which stabilizes the pelvis and takes some pressure off the low back if you're having low back pain. Lifting from the hip, lift the left leg up. Check that pinky toe is facing down towards the ground. Option to stay right here. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, have something a little more intense, you can bring the right arm up. And if so, keep the fingers and toes really active to find stability. On the inhale, lengthen, extend, reaching in opposite directions. Exhale, drawing towards baby. And always option to bring the hand to the ground if this is too much. Inhale to lengthen, reaching long. Exhale to center. Just two more here. Slow and controlled movements, building strength. Then we'll come back to neutral, hand under shoulder, knees under hips. And just bring the shoulders and hips side to side, just rinsing out the side of the body, releasing any tension. Then coming back to neutral. This time keeping the left toe tucked under, we'll extend the right leg back. Make sure the pinky toe is facing down towards the ground. Lift from the hip, push out through the heel. Option to bring the left arm out towards the front. Fingers and toes active. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, drawing to center. Inhale to reach long. Exhale to center. And really matching the length of the movement with the length of the breath. So let the whole inhale bring you out. Whole exhale to come to center, no rush. Last one. Once again, hand and knee back down, neutral spine. Rinse out any tension in the side body, coming side to side. Then coming back to neutral, keep the toes tucked under. We'll do one more here before giving the wrists a little bit of a break. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to engage the deeper core a little bit more. Just as I was talking about hugging a baby in, bringing the abdominals into the body, engaging those deep abdominals. Toes tucked under. On the inhale, we're going to come back to this neutral starting position. Exhale, tuck the toes under, engage the pelvic floor, lifting in and up. Snuggle baby in and lift the knees. Exhaling here completely. Then inhale, drop the knees, relax the pelvic floor, back to neutral. Exhale, push through the hands, pelvic floor engages, baby hugs in, lift the knees. Inhale to lower. So taking a few more like this. This is really, really great for strengthening your core and building strength throughout the wrists. Inhale, relax and soften. Let's take 4 more here. And spreading the fingers wide, take the pressure off of the wrists. 2 more. Remember, inhale to lower, relax. Last one. Wonderful. We'll give the wrists a break. Keep the toes tucked under as you walk your hands back. Make sure all the toes are tucked under. We'll just stretch through the bottoms of the feet, getting into the fascia. We'll just give the wrists a bit of a break, make some wrist circles. So of course, everyone's labor and delivery is different. I think I spent about 80% of my labor on hands and knees. So I can definitely attest to the benefit of doing exercises on all fours, building up wrist strength, and just getting comfortable and finding your rhythm in different variations of all fours. And then we'll just bring the wrists together as long as you don't have carpal tunnel. If you do, just keep with the wrist circles. If you don't, if you press the tops of the wrists together, this can be a really nice stretch to stretch out the tops of the wrists. And this is also a really nice distraction for the potential intensity you feel in the bottoms of your feet. If you're really feeling at the bottoms of your feet, I really recommend doing this just for a couple minutes every day. It'll help with some of the foot pain and cramping that often happens during pregnancy. And then let's release, bring the hands back to the ground and just make some sounds at the tops of the feet. Just help to take tension out of the top of the feet, bottom of the feet. Wonderful. Bring the hands out a little bit further apart. You can walk the knees a little bit further back. We're gonna make some big hip circles. This is definitely one of the most common movements during labor and delivery. So it's great to open up the hips here. So we'll bring the left hip over towards the left wrist, over towards the right wrist, and then back towards the heels. You can keep the toes tucked under if that provides a little more stability. So this is a really great movement to close your eyes and just get into your body here. finding your rhythm. Inhale as you come forward, exhale as you come back. These movements can be as small or as big as you'd like, and as fast or as slow. Let's take them in the other direction. And as you're doing this, if you find a sticking point somewhere where there's a little bit of tension, feel free to stop in that space and just take a few deep breaths. And then we'll come back to a neutral tabletop. You can keep the toes where they are. We'll bring the knees a little bit wider out. And then untuck the toes. Keep the knees on the blanket for some more support. And we'll make our way back into child's pose. So you can slowly walk your hands back towards your heels. So option to stay here, modified pregnant child's pose. Just having enough room for the belly. So a couple options here. If your hips are really far away from your heels, feel free to bring a blanket underneath just to allow that connection to be a little bit more secure. So you can always bring a blanket underneath. So option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, if you'd like to come a little bit more further and it's comfortable, you can walk the hands out. Maybe coming onto forearms. If you'd still like to come a little bit deeper, you can stack your fists and bring your head to rest. And last option is to use a pillow to support yourself. I know child's pose is a very love-hate relationship during pregnancy, so just take a little bit of time and play with the different variations. It's another option to bring the ground a little bit closer, allowing lots of room for baby. And then you can rest your head. It's going to just take a little bit of time to find what feels comfortable for you to relax. And once you've found your variation of child's pose, just allow your eyes to close. Allow any effort to release here. You can release any tension in your toes, in your low back. Just disengage the abdominals, just let the belly go. Release your jaw. And soften the arms and the fingers as much as possible. Release any control of the breath here. Allowing your rhythm of your breath today just to breathe you. Softening into the natural flow of the breath. Allowing everything to be exactly as it is without judgment. With as little effort as possible, slowly bring yourself out of your child's pose, keeping eyes closed if possible. And just making your way back to any comfortable seated position. Bringing your hand back to baby, other hand to your heart. And just remembering to trust the wisdom of your breath, of your body. And just remembering how capable and strong you are. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me today. Namaste. Hey mamas, so this was a really great practice for labor and delivery prep, and it's great to do especially at the end of your pregnancy. If you're interested in other helpful labor and delivery prep methods such as acupuncture and herbal medicine, I write a lot about them over on my blog at alexatrano.com. And if you have any questions about the practice or just pregnancy in general, you can leave a comment here or you can reach me through my website.